Start streaming. Sick. Okay, now that's here. Let's make sure I'm actually talking on stream, and we'll be good to go. Just another day in paradise. The stream's a bit behind. Allegedly. Oh wow, yeah. Tom, what up? Georgia Plane Spotting, what's up? Okay, I think I'm back up to speed on that now. Sick. Cool. Cool. We'll jump into it. Today's leg. Boy, I feel like I'm sitting really off center or something. What's going on here? Okay, cool. We are getting out of Taiwan today. It should be a relatively quick trip in the 160 because there should be weather stuff over the water, and there's pretty much no airports in between that are worth it or valuable. But since that's going to be so quick, I kind of want to do a leg and something else once we get down here into the Philippines. But I want to do this just to get over the water because it's going to be our water cheat code for my fucking sanity out of everything. So 730. A Velo. What country is that based out of? Doesn't sound like an American airline. Okay, now let's check my server real quick. Let's go my mouse right to East USA, 66 milliseconds. Edit. East USA. Save. Go to monitor. Okay. Tuka, what's up, VR Playtime? You, what was that, George of the Jungle? Tuki. So let's see. Yeah, we're in the 160 today because we can cheat code ourselves over the water. And because I feel bad for doing this almost back to back, we'll do another sub flight after this. There we go. Go that way. I'm going to go and top my fuels off real quick before I forget. All that's doing good. Cyclic's down. Let's sit up. Feeling kind of far forward. Okay, let's see what we got going on. All that's good. All that's good. All that's good. All that's good. I gotta use my mouse for this little bit. Sound of a chopper. No. Tuki. It's George of the Jungle. I don't know why you're trying to tell me it's something different. Got second engine starting now. First engine's at idle. Which Which way is my helicopter moving? Generator on. Got those on. Got those off. Got this going to on. Map. Map. Bring this bad boy out. Settings. Got that no springs. And we'll get that once we start off. A head cross. I love it when my head gets crossed. Fuel is topped off. Oh. Am I sitting right? I feel wobbly. I feel weird. Okay. And I believe I've got weather all set to the normal thing. Live, live, live. Sick. Okay, Taiwan. We're going to get out of here and skedaddle. Everything's at flight. Everything's green. We're good to scram. And start pulling some power up. Very good easy takeoff today. I like that. I like that a lot. Whoa. That wasn't cool. Let me sit down real quick because it just readjusted my entire seating position. That sucked. Right when we take off. Okay, let's see. Nope, coming to the right there. Come to the left there. Nope. There we go. Okay. Take off just as easy again. Laoag, Laoag, I believe. Let's see. Moving. And that up. I know my landing gear is going up. It's literally what I clicked. Whew. Good workout today, guys. My arms are fucking wiggly, I'll tell you that. Heading 185. Let's do altitude first. Actually, I want to kind of get down near. I don't know. We'll consider this good. Okay, yeah, I have to do that.
Alt A crossing. Alt A crossing.
Oh, you're not going to make the vintage fly-in? That sucks. As long as the weather's good, it should be a good event. So. .45 headwind. Definitely don't climb to 9,500 feet. Okay, yeah. I'll keep that in mind. Okay, Maria, we're on our way. Yeah, and I could show you my secret product that nobody knows about. There we go. I was wondering why you weren't going up. Okay, heading. Cool. I don't know why we're going so slow. I want to see that increasing. Be 300 feet. Ugh. I would do 300 feet, but the way this autopilot thing works, if I bump the controller, then we'll be in the juice, and I don't want that to happen. So I'd like to keep 1,000 or above. I kind of set it for 2,000 just because it gives us a decent view here.
Alt A crossing.
Mm-hmm. Weird. Okay. Okay. We'll take it. Is it giving us our speed now? Appears to be. Yeah, this can be a long, because we could have put like an extra hour onto the trip if we went kind of like a 140 heading and hit some islands over there, and then crossed back down in. But that's not on my list of things to do. Had that much time to come over here and then go over there. So we'll just keep happy this way, you know. Let's see, wait a second. What's the... Okay, yeah, so the 8th. Or no, wait, the 1st. This coming Sunday I'm doing something. I was trying to think what the next day was, because I've got a good friend who has a birthday. But, yeah, nothing too crazy. Why is it so fucking slow? Trying to leave the stick rested forward a bit to give us the speed back. Cool, I'm happier with that. I don't know if it's just far enough to where it's a pain in the ass. Or is it fast enough to where it's not going to search for it? I don't know. Anyways, whatever. Yeah, 5.5 hours doing the Russian islands. Not fun. That was not an enjoyable time for me. Maybe for you guys, but not for me. That was a rough run. And like, I'd much rather keep these things shorter-ish. I don't mind, really. You know, either way, I'm having fun. Ground speed though, 151. Not mad at that. I mean, long's not bad. The big thing that these streams are helping out for me, thought-wise or whatever, is for a channel to be something that can pull monetization. It needs to be, at least for full-length videos, not for shorts, but it has to be 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time. And before, the watch time seems hard-ish just because of you don't have the content to put into longer videos, or if you don't quite have the formula figured out to get people to stick around for longer videos. I mean, you could have 100,000 views like my one garage video, but it didn't give me the watch hours. But these streams here, for the average of 7 people that are in here for 3 hours to 4 hours a day, it's giving me 30, 40 hours of watch time a day on top of everything else that's happening. So it's got me well into the watch hour range now. So now it's just a matter of subscriber count to get to video monetization. Which, like, in here, y'all know there's the super chats or whatever. But I don't want to say I don't need those, but I don't want that to be a thing that people think that they have to do. I would much rather the residual views on different videos or projects that I do slowly gather attention or whatever. And like right now, like 100,000 views on that one video would have earned me $250 or something like that for the garage video. It's like, okay, cool, that'd be nice. That'd be a nice little supplement to make it more worth it to do different videos and put some time into stuff. So really, these streams help out majorly wise as far as watch time, because it's hard to get the 4,000 hours of watch time from what it looks like to me. Found another international airstrip in South Carolina. I think it's just called International. I think that's just the name of the property, and they called it International just because it gets more attention. But yeah, so it's like I've said before, I'm doing these streams for myself. I'm going to be flying around the world regardless in the sim, whether y'all were watching or not. This is really more of a keeping me Gilbert International Air Park. If it's called Air Park, it can't be fucking international, unless it's like some big horse people coming in to land. Weird. Yeah, like this, y'all are holding me accountable to do these episodes, and then also holding me accountable not to click the fast forward button when it comes to going over something like this, because I could cut down this time 4 times down to like a 20-minute flight to get to the other side. Are you saying there's a lot of international airstrips in South America that happen to make their way up to North America, sometimes under the radar? There's a couple of fly-in estates here in Georgia, like the one that I really, really like is called Heaven's Landing, and it's up in Clayton, Georgia. Super beautiful. It's, I think, just at a mile or just over a mile concrete airstrip in the mountains. It's got like big community hangars, but if you happen to live next to the taxiways, you can build your own hangar, of course, there. But there's like a lot of community hangars there, so if you live further in the mountains, you know, you're not trying to taxi your Cessna 182 uphill to get to your home. But I've ridden some race cars and stuff there, and it's a super fun place. Sean in the Helibro community, but helicopter overview shorts in the game. Flying shots would probably be a lot for you and be informational. Helicopter overview shorts. Well, see, I don't want to do shorts. Nothing against Georgia plane spotting here, but I despise short form video. And like you heard me rant about it at AAI. Like the short forms that are on my channel now, I had a rule where it's like if I'm going to make anything, it's going to be informational to where somebody's going to learn something, which you said informational in your thing. Or it's going to be something that takes you away from whatever the standard doom scrolling is, which I despise what short form video does to most people's attention span and stuff like that. So I was very intentional with the shorts that I did make. No brain rot, you know. But I would much rather do a long form video. And speaking of long form videos, I went to go do a how to fly a helicopter video yesterday. I went to record it because we had all the rain and stuff, so I was just like, okay, cool, let me just see if I can knock this out, because I didn't want to start a stream and then it be rained out or power go off or the stream die. So I just kind of recorded a how to fly the helicopter video. And apparently my tism's enough to where I ramble a whole bunch about it. But there's other videos of people explaining how to do it with a good bit of the tism ramblings, you know, of, okay, cool, like, the counteracting the force of the main rotor is going to be done this way, and you have to do this, 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 and this, or this, 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 and this, or whatever, you know, it's a well-informed and technically accurate video is what they're putting out. But I don't want to do the same thing somebody else has done. On one hand, I don't want anybody else's creation to influence me. Yeah, your shorts are not brain rot. Gilbert International has got to be one of the worst looking estates I've ever seen. Dude, there's a lot of estates in Florida that are fly-ins, like, that are really nice. But yeah, anyways, George's isn't brain rot. I just prefer long form. I'd rather sit down and watch a 45-minute video of a whole bunch of landings clipped together than go through short to short to short. And that's just the way I operate. I don't want to be sitting and staring at my phone. I'd rather throw it on the TV and let a longer video run. That's my personal viewing style, which different people, different strokes, different folks. I'm just kind of old school in my media consumption. The quicker folding rotor systems where you still have to do a little bit of work, but you can tuck them in. A 2-rotor helicopter you can stick in an RV-sized garage, which is sick. I love that. It's like Robinson's 206s. What else is 2-rotor? I feel like there's something else that I'm just absolutely blanking over at the moment. 505, that's still a Bell. Anyways, yeah, 2-rotor system's fucking sick because you can put in an RV-sized garage. I can land a Cirrus at my house, but it's going to cause a fire when it smacks into a fucking tree. Technically, you can land any plane you want to anywhere. And fun fact, I actually had a friend in high school who had a, I want to say it was a 170, no, it was a, I want to say it was a, was it a Cessna? Oh, maybe it was a Piper. Anyways, he had a Piper crash into his house and the pilot died. So that's a fun story. Might have even been 2 people in there. Anyways, he had a plane hit his house when we were at high school. Tom also has population density on his side. Actually, I've never looked at like population density per square foot for like Australia versus the US. But then again, if you take like California and New York out of the equation, like we're pretty sparsely populated. Or even if you just take like the main, any of the big cities out, like the top 10 cities, we're pretty fucking sparsely populated. Especially if you go out west or whatever. There's a couple of little... There was a runway up near me that was for sale for a while that I really, really wanted, but I wasn't in a position to buy. There's like a couple of like secret ones that I think one of them's actually here in the game. What's it called? It's called Diamond S Airport GA89 Golf Alpha 89. And I actually met these people once. They came into Summit Racing looking for parts and they were talking about it, but I don't think that runway's been used in years. Just by the looks of it. And there's another one that I think's been basically completely forgotten about. I have to locate it again. It's down near this lake. I don't even think it's listed anymore. Yeah, I don't see it listed anymore. But it's over just to the east of Lake Horton in Woolsey. And it has a couple of buildings on property and stuff. But yeah, having a house that's helicopterable is definitely a, I don't want to say a priority for me, but it's something that I'm definitely bringing heavily into my consideration whenever I go to buy a house or go buy property. And when I say helicopterable, I don't mean by an A-Star or an MD-530 or something where I can do that lightweight and just do a max performance takeoff straight up and out. Like, I want it to be, I can get an R-22 in there with a confined area on a warm day, sort of helicopterable. Usable for somebody that doesn't have a bazillion dollars to invest into a helicopter that's strong enough to just go out of a hole in the woods. I will say though, I'm doing my standard everyday helicopter shopping of normally clicking on like controller.com or trade a plane or whatever. I think I'll just kind of always like the BO 105s. Like, parts are getting a little bit harder for them now. But it's such a hard deal to beat. I mean, it's the precursor to the 135, 145. You have the rear cargo doors to where you can really put a decent bit of stuff in there and not affect your passenger room. Twin engines, so you have that little bit of a safety net. Of course, that makes money go up. Super solid, sturdy rotor head design. It's the same one that they use in the 145, I think. A 60.96 meter long clearing for a helicopter. I don't. If you have like a fucking carbon cub and a headwind, that's fine. And it also depends on tree height at the beginning and the end of it. Because most people say that within, what is it, like 500 feet of the end of the runway, any tree is considered a an obstacle, or from wherever the trees are near the end to where the runway is, you want to consider like 500 feet or something like that to be a usable runway sort of thing. Anyway, 6 people in here watching right now. Just want to say welcome everybody. Today we're in the H-160, making our way over the water. Way back there is Taiwan, and we're making our way towards the Philippines currently. We are in the H-160 for this first leg because I can do autopilot over the water, and I've made the executive decision that autopilot's allowed for longer water crossing days for my own sanity. Didn't he sell his Kit Fox? Oh, speaking of 2 or 3 things, did you see the video of the... It was like a dock on a lake with a second story that they were using to land helicopters. And one landed super, super far left of the thing, like skids touching the edge, basically. But then they had another one coming on landed. I mean, it was like feet, like 2 feet of rotor clearance between the helicopter landing and the helicopter that was parked over on the left side. Like an unbelievably close, like, you sure this is the move you want to do? Because there's like some weird gust, or the dock moves a little bit because it was probably a floating dock. Like, holy shit. Build another fucker floating dock, you know? Could have swore, like, if you look at his channel, it's like I just sold my Kit Fox or the Freedom Fox, or why I sold the Freedom Fox. I want to say it was like a recent video that he posted. Or why I'm selling, so he might have not sold it yet, but I'm pretty sure that was a recent thing. Let's see, 60 miles to islands on the left. Can't see them. Good, don't want to see them. A legend cup, that's it. Yeah, I knew I had seen him, that he had sold something, but I never watched the video. I'm not going to say his videos are hit and miss with me, but some have my interest, and some of them, I don't say I couldn't care less, but it's just, it's not interesting enough for me to click onto it. He's interesting enough for me to be subscribed to, but I'm not interested in everything he does. Was Trent the one that recently built the cool house, or was that... I say recently, I mean like 2 years ago. There's another dude. No, it wasn't Trent Palmer. It was some other dude that it's kind of up there in that same group or whatever, has a super, super hot girlfriend. There was that one time they flew in and landed on like a remote road next to a pond, or like a hot spring or something like that. And of course they did like the clickbait bikini thumbnail or whatever for it. I kind of enjoyed his videos more. I feel like, I won't say the fame got to Trent, but he seems more self-aware. Trent does have a cool house, but there's another guy that did a cool house. Yeah, it's not Trent's house. Let me see. Bush Plain to Hot Spring. Jonas Marcinko, Marcinko. Hot Spring Hop with the Kid Fox Flight Vlog Part 1. It's got his girlfriend in a one piece on it. Jonas, your girlfriend's a baddie. Respectfully. And isn't everything a runway with a bush plane? Isn't that kind of the goal? Also, I am kind of looking forward to, once we get further south, because I think we're going to start getting into oil rig territory. Not on this leg, but I think there's a few oil rigs eventually that we're going to get to. And like, I know we'll be doing oil rigs and stuff once we get over to Persian Gulf area. We'll hit a few of those there. And then there's also going to be some once we do north in the UK, but I think we're going to get some. There might be a few Philippine area that's on the map here. And I know there's some near Thailand that we'll probably hit as well. Dude, I can't stop thinking about, I don't want to say like, I just want to be rich. It's like, I put a lot of effort into living relatively below my means. But recently I've been on like a whole nother level of trying not to spend shit, but also doing a lot of research and looking at stuff. I'm paying more attention to markets for trading. I've always kind of dabbled in trading, but it's usually just letting shit sit, put it in a bigger, nicer ETF or something that I'm actually interested in, but I'm debating on like trading with intention. Like saying like, oh cool, this one's trending, I want to take this one and do this, or you know, buying stuff that I'm not necessarily interested in. Because right now it's like, if I'm interested in the company, then I'll buy stock in it. If it's kind of a smart move. But if it's something I'm not interested in, then I'm not going to buy into it, you know. But now I'm looking at more stuff that's objectively like a good value to try to invest in. But I'm really starting to research more into like Forex, which is currency trading. But you can just as easily fuck that up. But at the same time, it's more, I feel like that's more generally world news and stuff like that, instead of trying to look at all the different stock or all the different business things for whatever company here, whatever company there, and trying to be smart with that. More generally looking, watching patterns, and it kind of plays looser like that. And I don't have to worry about companies I'm investing in. The world's relatively volatile right now, so I could lose just as easily. But it's also possible to put $100 in and double your money, and put $200 in and double your money, put $400 in and double your money over the course of a week, you know, if you play it right. Of course there's some losses and shit, but definitely looking at Forex type stuff now, just because it's, I always have some money that I leave for investment purposes, you know. Just like I keep cash at the house in case I happen to see a car on the marketplace or something where it's like, oh man, that third-gen 4Runner 4-wheel drive is kind of cheap and it just needs some tires on it and everything's good, then I can buy it and fix it up and flip it for a quick turnaround, you know. Yeah, looking at Forex, that'd be a good way to start solidifying some more savings. But it's worth looking into. I'm not going to say it's terribly hard to get into or do. You have to know what to look for, and I sure as shit don't know what to look for, so I'm not an expert by any means. If I was an expert with it, we'd be doing this from a real helicopter. But I think it's worth looking into at a minimum, because if you have $100 to spare, or that you don't mind just losing, then there's really no big downside, you know. There's no like, oh man, I put this $100 in, I only made it $5 this week. Cool, that's $5 more than you had, as long as it stays in and you can sit it in there and you're not babysitting it every day or whatever. But if you know how to watch levels and markets and stuff, then you can try day trading it. But whatever, you know, you do you. I'm just trying to put money in a lot of different places, diversified enough that it's not all going to sink in one place, but also not too far spread out to where I can't pay attention to it. When I fly in real life, I better repeat the series. Probably, but it won't be the same course unless I have something that's definitely more set up for longer things, because it'd probably be more of a Siberian track for the top side. I honestly don't know if I'd want to do it around the world in real life. It would be super sick, but it's such a time commitment to where you're not going to be home. Cruise and distance to destination check. We are currently ground speeding at 141 knots. And it looks like we are... Was that 120 circumference or 120 radius? Distance here says 153 nautical miles. 152, yeah. 152 miles, 141 knots. Or 140 knots. Variable. I'd definitely do an around the country thing. Go around, check a whole bunch of places, land at restaurants, and try not to do the landing at an airport and doing the crew car thing, to where you land, leave it somewhere for the night, then go wherever. Like, if I could do like Airbnbs and restaurants that are helicopterable and helicopter friendly, then that's that would be super, super cool to do. I would really, really want to do that. Also with that too, I can bring my dad along with me. Although I'm sure he would want to fly in different places around the world. I think it would be hard to convince somebody who's in their 70s to like, okay, cool, get in a helicopter, we're gonna fucking sit still and rough it for 10 hours a day all around the world. I don't think that would be something... Like I said, he'd be interested in the traveling part, but I don't think he'd be interested in the work related to it. But around the country, yeah, that's doable. We'll go around and explore and do stuff, and if he needs to go home, then I can put him on a plane home. Or if we're close enough, it's just a day trip away, you know. Around the world in R22. That would have to be a solo trip, I would think. and you'd basically be stuck with the clothes that are on your back. Because I feel like you'd have to have a ferry tank to do some of the crossings. Like especially looking at like the UK to Greenland stuff, or it would be right near the edge of what's possible. Welcome to the next series, guy. We're doing around the world in R22. Except I wouldn't be doing any fucking detours down to Australia. Because right now we'd still be in fucking Alaska trying to work our way through it. It would be strictly the quickest way around possible with the most likely, which I guess fuel stops to be kind of everywhere at that point. Is there an STC that allows an R22 to run pump gas to where I could stop at a gas station and just fucking fill up? Longest crossing in hours? I don't fucking know. I think, honestly, the longest crossing is going to be Greenland to Canada. And not that it's a super far water crossing, there's a lot of land and stuff too, and there's nowhere up there. It's the Canadian equivalent to Siberia, where there's just nothing. How we had to fly super far inland that one day because there was nowhere to go. I think that would probably be it. I can't. Yeah, that's a dumb thing for them to do. Why not make a helicopter that runs on pump gas? That's their fault. I could do the coolest thing ever and fly an R22 around the world, but no. I can't just fill up at a gas station. I'd put 93 in it. I'd even bring a couple of bottles of fucking octane booster with me. I'd even bring a little filter thing where I pump it into the filter and then let that go into the tank that way. I'd be super nice with it. Hey, it looks like we're 120 miles from coast now. We're still slightly closer to Taiwan, though. Yeah, 500 would be doable for the diesel conversion, or not the conversion, but the allowance for the diesel. Honestly, that's a cool design feature that they can do that. I was very surprised when I heard that, read that, or found it out a few years ago. Smart move on their part, in my opinion. $100 low lead. Ugh. I took apart so many fucking shitty fuel valves at the repair station that were 100 low lead. And some of these things have been sitting for fucking ever with like fuel just rotting inside with corrosion and seals and fucking whatever else just in there. Ugh. No. Somebody just sent me a video of a UFO. Interesting. Could be. It looked like a very convincing video. But if y'all go to X or Twitter or whatever you'd like to call it and look up a page called Anonymous Shadow or Anonymou Shadow, ANONYMOU Shadow, one word. They posted a crazy shadow, not just shadow, but like a sphere type of thing. But yeah, low lead gas, always fun. Why am I behind on the stream? Weird. Okay, back up to it. We're a little high on barometric altitude, but close enough. Close enough. Oh my god, everybody on Instagram always sends me the same fucking helicopter videos. So what's new down there in Australia world? Or what's new for you, Mr. George Palmer? Because there's not much new going on here, although tomorrow will be my 1 week test day for my product to see if it's still viable after sitting in its thing for a week. If it is, super cool. That's a good sign. Then we'll try it again next week. Have a whole bunch of jars lined up. Maria, thank you. What else is going on? My friend's birthday's this weekend, so probably gonna go do something with him. Maybe get on the lake. Depends if the boat that I was working on the other day is ready. Just a whole bunch of fun stuff going on, you know. Except for right now. Although we are getting to the point where we might start seeing islands way off to the left. Speaking of Tom, I did ride the dirt bike again some more today, the little fucking pit bike thing. I let Dino chase me around a good bit with it. He was having fun with that, although he's still trying to figure out why he's doing it. Then at one point, we had been inside for a little bit. I was about to go outside again. And he had started growling at the door, and I looked outside. There was a couple of white-tailed deer in the front yard. I let him out the door, and he fucking chased one out into the woods as fast as I've ever seen him move. Be right back. Okay, cool. See ya. We'll be here. The Burgess sphere was found in Boca, Colombia on March 22nd, 2025 after reportedly zigzagged in the sky and landing its metallic 8-inch, 4.5-pound object with no welds containing 18 microspheres around the central nucleus as shown by X-rays. Its outer layer has a bone-like density, possibly titanium or steel, It bears symbols resembling ancient scripts. Currently, it is with Jamie Muson's team for study, but the exact location is undisclosed. Ongoing analysis include material composition and symbol interpretation with no conclusive results. Some claim it suggests extraterrestrial origins due to its design. Others argue it may be a hoax, art project, or misidentified industrial object, like the Betz sphere from 1974. She told me about something in March? I don't remember. Maria, how's it looking? Good? Cool. 5 people in here. What are y'all doing? We are doing a water crossing right now. There's much more exciting things to look at, but we are discussing UFOs. Has anybody seen the new spheres that are out? I believe it's Japan. Let's see. Tails. A bunch of Gettysburg stuff happening recently. That's cool. A little bit of cloud. Tom, are you back in here? What's our winds look like at different levels? Because I know we are supposed to be getting some, Actually, I can do... Come on, give me my laser pointer. Oh, the battery's dead. Okay, cool. That's fun. Let me take the battery out of my left controller. They make these batteries so hard to get out. Ugh, that's annoying. Gotta reach down and grab a tool without bumping anything. That's my good battery. It's a battery. Do you get it? Bad battery. The weather was already on. I was just being stupid. That battery so nobody little gets it, being me. Autopilot's still doing good. Turn that off. And my left touch battery's low. Cool. I'm okay with my left battery being low. Perfectly okay with it. I'm okay with it being dead also. Hate the post there in Australia. They say your stuff will be delivered in 2 days and it doesn't show up till 2 weeks later. Well, they're doing their best. Although it sucks. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, sometimes it makes you wonder, like, is it always like that? Is it sometimes like that? Is it just complete ineptitude by the people working there? Or is it a problem with just your area? Is it an overall issue with the post service? Or is that through, like, Australia's national post system? Or is it through somebody like FedEx or UPS or DHL or something? I don't know what other... I know they all deliver internationally, but I don't know what other ones you guys have. 106 miles from destination now, ground speed of 131. Ew. Only 10:20. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. A 2-hour drive and it takes them 2 weeks. Did it go to Austria? I know that's like a big thing for a whole bunch of shit, like resending to Austria and them realizing it's supposed to be Australia, and then coming back. I've watched videos and stuff about the sorting system, how that has to be caught manually just because of whatever. It's a weird thing. But that'd be funny if they waste all that fucking effort and energy to send something all the way to Austria. Because I know it happens the other way as well. There's something headed towards me. Probably way up high. Dude, it's you can't underestimate the stupidity of a government employee. That's one thing that I've learned, is no matter how easy you think something is or should be, if they're employed by the government, it's going to be the most difficult fucking thing in the world for them to do. Well, is that on the company if you ordered it 3 days ago and it's just now 15 minutes away from the origin? Like, did it get accepted by the post and then 3 days of just sitting around doing nothing, or is it 3 days of the company not getting it shipped out yet? And I assume we're talking about your tires, maybe? That was 2 or 3 days ago? Booga spear. Booga spear looks interesting. Have y'all looked at this yet? The B-U-G-A spear, the Booga spear? Have you called and complained about it yet? And them giving you another number to call? And then them giving you a number to call and somebody else giving you a number to call? Okay, I don't know if I'm seeing some, but that definitely looks like land out in front of us, but I just can't tell. Now we're 5 miles to the east of track. $30 miles from islands? Yeah, that seems about right. I would have definitely assumed those are Islands in. Dude, chatbots suck so fucking bad. Like, how hard is it to give me a person to talk to? Literally all I want is to call and complain about something, and there'd be a person that'd be there and be like, oh, hold up a second, let me walk over here and just look at it. Okay, yeah, cool, I'll put it in the next truck. I don't know why it's taking so long. That would be so nice. It'd be way too simple, though. Drive there and just go knock on the door. Wake up early, be out there when they open up, be like, hey, my name's Tom. Here's my ID. To prove who I am, you have a package back there that's mine. You were supposed to deliver it 3 days ago. The fuck are you doing? Is it from like a super huge company where they have like thousands of packages going into the post? Or... Oh, also, since I have y'all here with my full attention, or with your full history pirate, my chill commentary is because we're doing nothing right now, but thank you. The truck that delivers to my local post office literally comes from where my package has been 2 times a day. Jeez. Yeah, history pirate, thanks for being here. Appreciate you showing up. And welcome to the stream. We're 28 days in. Currently in an H-160, making our way over. And we're going to land at our destination. I'm going to hop into a helicopter where I'm actually wiggling a stick for a bit instead of just autopiloting over the water. This is my saving grace for these overwater days here. But yeah, wait until I'm actually talking about interesting things. Right now, we're just kind of in holding patterns, doing the necessary thing. The dirty chore. Like, oh man, the dog's shit in the living room, time to go pick it up. Well, guess what? That's what we're doing right now. We're picking up the shit, which just happens to be flying 200 miles across the... 200 miles across the water. Yeah, dude, the 160 is so good looking. Like I want to say that if I had the money, I would buy one of these. But if I had the money to buy one of these as a personal helicopter, there'd be a lot of other stuff that I'd be worried about as well. Also, I kind of feel like I would benefit more from a skidded helicopter with a high skid option. Like the MD or like a BO-105 or something, because I'll probably be landing in a lot of unimproved areas, tall grass, shit like that, and it's just kind of a safer thing to have the tall skids. The street shitters. Dude, I actually, like, once we get out there, it's gonna be like another 30 or 40 days till we're over that area. But I don't plan on touching down in India one bit. I'm refusing to land in that fucking country. You should. I don't know how it'd be possible to go to the post office or whatever and talk about getting like refunded or something like that. There has to be some sort of formal complaint system or something where it will get escalated up the ladder to a point to where it could be addressed. Do you know if you're the only one suffering with that shit? Is it just from this one company, or is it literally everything that they do? Yeah, I've had some weird things where... No, there was one company... Damn, I forget what company it was. A couple of years ago, I was going to my first ever full Milsim airsoft event. It was the Iron Horse event down there in Perry. Super cool thing, you know. But I didn't know if I wanted to run... Like, I had my body armor and stuff, because everybody was bringing all of their real stuff, except for the gun and ammo, of course. So everybody was bringing their plate carriers, because a good thing about these events, it's like, how many places do you get to run around for, like, 24 hours straight, basically, and 2 12-hour days in a weekend, to, like, shake down all your gear. See if it feels right, see if it fits right, whatever. And I really wanted a good chest rig set up. Like, I had the T-Rex Arms Ready rig, which is like a very elastic sort of chest rig, holds everything super, super tight to you, very low profile. Not made to carry a lot of stuff. Like a very quick reaction, put it on and get out of somewhere sort of chest rig. You don't speak bald eagle. What the fuck is a kilometer? But yeah, so I found this chest rig somewhere, and I ordered it. I got a order confirmation or whatever, and then I got a thing that said, your order has been dispatched. That was it. It just said, your order's dispatched, order number 123456 has been dispatched. Nothing else, just that. Anyways, I didn't see it come, so I figured, like, okay, cool, maybe there's just like a big backlog of stuff that they're shipping. The event came and went, and then after like a month later, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna fucking... Like, I emailed them, and they were like, well, you should have told us like 30 days ago or whatever. They're like, we're not going to honor your whatever. You should have told us that you didn't get it that long ago. How do we know you didn't get it? We shipped it. And I was like, I don't have proof that you shipped it. All I have is an email that says you dispatched it. You did not give me a shipping invoice. Like, you didn't give me a tracking number. There was nothing. I had no reason to believe that you had shipped my item. You know, sorry, you know, like, you didn't give me proof that you actually completed this transaction. And I had to go to the bank and argue with the bank on this fucking thing. So even if they did send it, it was lost somewhere in the post. I don't know if it's USPS, the postal service, or UPS, FedEx, DHL. I don't know. I don't know where it came from. But the fact that they just said your order's been dispatched, like, okay, cool, I get it. You're a tactical surplus company or a tactical whatever company. Like, cool, you're using neat words. Your order's been dispatched. Yo, the QRF has got your order packaged and it's been dispatched. The fuck does dispatched mean? Because it didn't say packed. It didn't say we went and got your order. It just says dispatched. Dispatched could be handed to your fucking minimum wage order pickers. Dispatched could be you sent a request to the printer to print out the shipping label that they could put together. Like, it could mean a million different fucking things. But they never told me they had sent it. So, sorry, I don't know what to fucking tell you. Let's see. You just want your tires with a Y. This fucking simulator setup I'm in right now, the Apache simulators R44, it shipped in 2 days from Italy. You're not racist towards Australians all the time. Nah, Australians are cool in my book. Italians are cool in my book now. Indians and Pakistans, though? No. No, they can keep throwing shit at each other. I kind of hate that the war stopped. I wanted them to keep going. Total poo death, you know? Yeah, dude, DHL's on their shit for international shipping. I did let one of my friends come over, my token black friend. He came over one day, and I stuck him in VR. And I kind of helped him take off. So I was like, hey, dude, I'm sitting next to you. I'm going to grab the center mast for the Robinson controls. I was like, and I'm going to kind of help you actuate stuff. Just use your pedals to aim yourself left or right. So he was flying around for a bit, and then he started going down because whatever reason, not knowing what he was doing. But he yanked up super, super hard on the collective. Because in his mind, that was just the up button, you know? And he fucking cracked something in there. I don't know what the part was, but it was some part of the pivot mechanism that was 3D printed. Snapped. And I sent the WhatsApp message to the Apache simulators people because they use that for like international messaging just because it's free since it's through Wi-Fi or whatever. 2 days later, I had a new part on my fucking doorstep. Super, super easy. I ordered a couple of Sterling watches, STIRLING, Sterling timepieces, from the UK company that does watches, obviously, for like more tactical style stuff. But everybody in the wedding party for the wedding I was at a few weeks ago, all the groomsmen, we all got matching watches and we all pitched in and split the cost of a watch for the groom. Dude, like 2 days later, they came in from DHL. You know, DHL, they're on their shit. I like them a lot. Kind of wish they did more domestic stuff so I wouldn't have to deal with UPS and FedEx and their crap policies, but I'm sure they do, but there's no DHL ports or anything near me. Or no DHL stores, no DHL whatever. Yeah, why can't people just do their fucking job? At the end of the day, it's that easy. And we give you money to do something. You're being paid to be a professional at doing something. That's another thing that bothers me. Like DEI type hires. Which, like, to be fair, there's not a lot of smart people in the world. The general population, even in the developed countries where we're watching this stream, there are not a lot of smart people out there. I hate to say it, you know, all 9-ish people, whatever that are in here right now, you're probably more well off than a majority of people as far as brain power goes. Congratulations. Welcome to being better than everybody else. But there's a lot of people that are just fucking stupid. Like, a discerning amount of people are just fucking stupid, and it's scary. Let's see, Tom says, I had a package once that was sent. It arrived at the post office in about 1 week, and I was never notified of its arrival until 2 weeks later. Jesus. Yeah, y'all need to fix that. I don't know who y'all have working at your post offices, but you need to fix that. Yeah, there's a lot of fucking stupid people out there. There's a lot of people, DEI hires being one of them. But like I said, I don't want to say there's a lot of people that were looked over for those DEI hires. But there are some positions where there's just no more smart people to work at it. Or the job is so demeaning or so boring or so belittling that it's not worth it for somebody who's smart enough to handle it to work there. I would like to think I'm a smart guy. I've done a lot of stuff. I'm planning on doing a lot of stuff. I don't want to work at a fucking post office. Sorry, you know? Now, if I could be like a logistics manager, problem solving and getting stuff figured out and looking for inefficiencies in the shipping process, sure, yeah, that's cool. Or like, I still don't want to do it, but it's not, I work at a post office, you know? 130 next leg, sure. Oh yeah, and they force every high schooler into college. I did one and a half semesters of college, and I don't want to say I quickly realized, but my heart told me at that point that it wasn't for me. I had initially gone to do weather stuff because I said the other day you need a private courier delivered to your package and it'll be there within 12 hours. Yeah. Y'all gotta start voting with your fucking wallet on that. I know the U.S. was having a problem with the Postal Service being super, super shitty, and people were using a lot of other different places. UPS, DHL, FedEx, whatever. And they changed a lot of post office policies because people weren't fucking using them anymore. That's when all the flat rate shipping boxes started coming out. Like they said, like, oh damn, we actually need to be in a competing leg now. They had to step up their stuff because they weren't making enough money to stay open, and they're becoming too much of a burden to the federal government. And they're now barely profitable. But some here, 1.5 semesters of pronoun lessons and mediocre education. I was out. Yeah, I went to college back in 2009, and then just into 2010 for the half of a semester. And like my hobbies heavily at that time were automotive related. And I remember I was part of a forum back before Facebook groups were the go-to form of stuff. And I had made a post and was like, I just want to drive. It's like I did a lot of competitive driving back then, like doing autocrossing, a little bit of motorcycle racing, stuff like that. I was like, I just want to drive. Like, I want to do stuff car related. I want to work on cars, and not so much in a maintenance thing, which I ended up doing anyways. But it's like, I don't want to be going to college for 4 years to get a bachelor's degree to be a weatherman. You know, it's not that bad of a deal. It's not a terrible job, but it's not the way I want to spend my life, you know? And like I said, I made that post like, I just want to drive, and a whole bunch of people were like, dude, you kind of need to stick through college, whatever. And I just didn't go back one day. That's enough. I don't even remember the conversation with the parents. I don't remember anything. I just remember not going back one day. Unfortunately, here there isn't a lot of stores that do anything other than Ozpost, which is the government postal service. That sucks. Make one. That's how people get rich. Guy has a problem with something. Guy addresses a problem. Guy sells a solution. That's how fucking Waste Management became one of the biggest fucking companies out there in the U.S. Dude started out with one fucking garbage truck. Yeah, like I did a semester and a half of college, and I realized everything I wanted to do had nothing with going to a traditional school. If anything, I would have been better off at a tech school. And who knows where I'd be now if I had done a tech school. Probably something automotive related. But now it's like I still would like to get some tech classes for A&P stuff, just to get licensed A&P. But like, I mean, even back then my college wasn't bad. It wasn't pronoun classes or anything. It was just, I had just sat through school for 12 years. I didn't want to sit through school anymore. I didn't want to be told things anymore. Sure, I could have learned a lot. But I also, for example, when I worked at a Toyota dealership, the first year, I was a, quick lube oil change technician. Then they sent me to a Toyota school down in Jacksonville. Stepped up to a tech in the shop. I think I got expert tech or whatever, which comes after 2 years. But even before I made expert tech, when I was still out in the quick change oil pit, whatever, they hired 2 guys from YO Tech or one of those automotive colleges or something, and I was in charge of them. They didn't take the guys that had paid $60,000 to go to an automotive school. They didn't pick them to to step up or to be the leaders of a certain area. It was me because I had the experience. And they knew me, they knew my personality, they knew how I handled stuff. They picked me. In every other job I've done since then, that's been a traditional type thing outside of my normal, or my current career path. The degree doesn't mean a fucking thing. And that's at least in my lines of employment. I dated a girl who, I was 29, so this is 5 years ago. Right at the beginning of COVID. She was graduating college. She was 22, 23. And, no, she was 24 because she was doing a master's. But anyway, she was doing a pharmaceutical biotech sort of shit. Yeah, okay, cool. That definitely requires colleging of some sort, in my opinion. Just I'm not going to go straight for a doctor who only has experience versus a doctor who went to school, But then again, there's a lot of benefits to having experience that people that just have school don't understand. I've had too many jobs, manual labor, graphic design, etc., into content creation recently, and I don't think I'll ever look back. Hoping to go full-time soon, degrees mean nothing. Oh yeah, dude. I'm not going to say content creation is the way forward for everybody. Obviously, there's people who can do it, people who can't. I don't know what I am in that level. I've worked for some YouTube channels which have done pretty good, helping them out with little things here and there, doing some editing here or there. Way back. I'm way out of practice, despite having a channel here. But there are so many people today now, when we're just talking about content creation, that just follow the formula, and then they're just another person that's doing the exact same fucking thing as everybody else. And I know people enjoy the different small bits of personality that are shown, like David Dobrik. I don't care for his content. It's kind of the same as every other hypey sort of YouTube person, and that's not my style. You know what? That's fine. Everybody has different taste on shit. And just like earlier today, I was saying I had recorded a video yesterday, since we didn't stream, of how to fly a helicopter. For anybody getting into the sim and they want to try flying a helicopter because they only done fixed wing stuff and they just kind of want to figure it out really quickly and do it, I was like, cool, I'm going to make a video for this. And I started explaining, and I recorded an entire 20-minute video about it. And I went and watched 4 or 5 other people who had done the exact same thing. It's like, cool, I didn't bring anything else to the table there. I wasn't more entertaining. I wasn't more informative. I wasn't anything. It was just a carbon copy explained in a different order than somebody else. And that's not me. That's not me whatsoever. I was kind of doing it at first because I wanted to be universally applicable or universally acceptable, universally liked. But at the end of the day, I don't care what other people like. I'm sitting here flying across water for an hour and a fucking half. Okay? It's like, obviously I don't care too much for the pure entertainment value. Although we do have fun, we do shenanigans afterwards sometimes. We're going to do another like medium-sized leg after this, since this was easy and boring. But I make the content for me at the end of the day. There's a couple of videos on my channel that I've done kind of for other people, and I don't like the way they came out. But the ones that I have more creativity with, where I'm doing something that I think's neat or fun or entertaining or different, I'm way more proud of those videos. I've got a decent following on TikTok and Insta, but the sad part is I can't stand 99% of the other content on the platform. It's just too lucrative to miss out. It's all just copy and paste content. Yeah, exactly. And some people do the AI farming shit. And I don't know if you heard me earlier talking about short form content. I kind of despise short form content because I'm a very old school thought process person, and I kind of feel like it defeats our attention spans of what it's supposed to be. Like talking to Georgia Plane Spotting, I'd much rather him film, at least for me consuming the content, I'd much rather see him film stuff for 45 minutes, you know, or have all the different clips from whatever airport that he's spotting that day. And I'd rather see that all put together in a 45-minute video versus having to scroll through or let the thing do the auto scrolling through for me in short form. I just don't care for that. I don't want to look at my phone vertically. I already hate looking at my phone as much as I do anyways. So I pick long form content. I did make a few shorts. I had the personal disclaimer if I wanted it to be informative or I wanted it to be something chill, relaxing, like take you away from what the normal scrolling and stuff is. But I mean, if your name's History Pirate, I assume that you post history stuff, which is informative. So there's that. Yeah, it's just all different ways to look at it or whatever. Yeah, dude, you should do it. I'd watch the shit out of it. Like, I'll scroll through a handful of your videos and like them and stuff because I want to be the homie. But I just hate watching content on my phone vertically. I absolutely despise it. And a lot of that stems from me seeing other people staring at their phone like constantly on TikTok or Reels. My dad locks into fucking Facebook Reels, and it hurts to see everybody becoming more and more separate. And while it's not any better taking people's attention away from their families by just moving the content to the TV, or putting it on the computer, or turning your phone sideways, or whatever it is, but it feels more like a formal watching thing for me when it's sideways. It's something that I want to sit down for, I want to get a drink for, I want to get a snack, I want to do whatever, because I want to watch the content. So I'm not just like, I don't want to happen upon something and watch that and that be the reason why I'm there. I consume content very intently, you know, like I watch the entire time. I try to stay engaged. If your video's boring, sorry, I'm out of there, you know, I'll leave. But I pick videos to watch with intent because I want to sit down and watch the entire video. I watch it to the end. As soon as it hits that title card or whatever, if I see something different, I'll click to that. But if not, I'll let it run to the end. You know, that's my way of consuming. Attention span is so short now, my generation is cooked. Any of my longer videos do like 50 to 90% worse than the short ones. Jeez. Thanks for the idea, man. Of course. It started as history, and now it's just funny animations. Well, he said he has a following on TikTok and Instagram. But that's me. Like, I had some people tell me that, hey, Matt, you should stream on Twitch, and then you should also stream on Kick or something like that. I was like, cool, I don't care about those platforms. I don't want to be a streamer, despite the 28 last videos I've done being these lives. You know, I don't want to be a streamer. If somehow this turns into a $100,000 a year thing if I do this, then sure, I'll be a streamer, because I can do it a few hours a night and go do other stuff, and it gives me time to focus on other things that can make me where I'm not a streamer. This isn't something I want to do. Okay, I'm going to slowly regain control of my helicopter as to not mess up the autopilot thing and send us to our death. Let's see. Turn heading off, turn airspeed off, turn altitude off. So it is now my helicopter. As you can tell, because we're super wobbly now, that's just because I'm resetting my seat and everything. I should have waited until I reset my seat first. Okay, we're in it now, boys. We're in it. We're in it. We're in it. Sick. Not going to click any more buttons. I am going to hide this, though. I don't need you anymore. Yeah, that's the thing too. Or it's how much more effort is it for you to post on YouTube? You know, is your personal level of... I'm slightly facing to the right here. I don't like that. I mean, nope. Okay, cool. I like that. Get a little bit taller. We'll scoot slightly forward. Sick. Love it. Do you have a certain level of what you like as far as the quality of content you put out to where it would affect you posting on YouTube? Because if it's not like you don't want to spend like an extra 45 minutes or whatever posting and doing descriptions and whatever else, then why not? You know, if it's just a matter of you clicking upload and typing a title in, then why not throw it on YouTube? Because it could always be that one thing where something that you're not expecting clicks. And if it's a minimal effort investment, then you can do it. Because, I mean, there's fucking... I don't want to say there's nobodies on YouTube, but there are... Like, I do a lot of gun stuff because of my job, so I'm friends with and I follow a lot of gun people, just to keep up on newer tech and newer things and whatever. Why do I feel so off right now? Do I need to scoot to the left a little bit? That's slightly better. Painful to post, way harder to interact with people, and the UI is super clunky for short form. Okay, yeah, I could see that. It's definitely a different thing than platforms that are made specifically for doing anything short form. Yeah, I can respect that. Hell yeah. I was about to say, if it's not a big thing, then whatever. And there's also people that post and fucking forget. Post and ghost. But like for me, like whenever I did the shorts, I would put them here on YouTube because I know the view counts are also kind of counted towards whatever. It's also a way to bring in subscribers, which is the big thing. The streams here definitely take care of my 4,000 hours of watch time. The big thing for me now is getting the last 220 subscribers to get me to monetization levels. Again, I'm not chasing that. I've got a job that I make money with. It would just be nice to have this pay me back for my investment in the computer and the sim. But I also bought that to save me time learning how to hover a helicopter in real life. So, you know, it's I was gonna buy it anyways, but if it could pay itself back, that'd be sick, you know. But yeah, like I post the shorts on Instagram and I post them on here. I refuse TikTok. It's just a personal thing. But I don't expect the shorts to do anything for me. You know, like the first time I posted on Instagram, they got a good bit of attention because Instagram will feed you. They'll make the drugs hit for you on your first reel. And then the next one, they won't fucking promote it whatsoever. They won't shove it in people's algorithm. It doesn't matter if it's your best fucking video ever. They will not. Because they want you to get that little dopamine hit from the first video. The first reel I posted on Multi-Shot Matt on Instagram got like 15,000 views or something like that. 10 or 15, and it came quick. It was like almost in like a day it got that. I was like, damn, that was really cool. I made like more videos and none of them got over 1,000. Were they any worse or any better? Maybe. Maybe not. I don't know. I don't care. I'm not here for short form, but Instagram will give you that dopamine hit of getting heavy views and then make you chase that by uploading more and more and more, because at the end of the day their game is to compete with how much time your eyes spend on the platform. So if you post 10 reels a day trying to get people to look at the platform, then they have 10 reels a day to help other people stay on the platform, and that's what they want. Did I ever film vertical stuff on purpose? Yeah, actually I think I did. Because I wanted that full resolution ability to cut. So any of the shorts on my channel, where it's like a super specific short, like there's a few where it's just like clips of me working on the motorcycle or the old Honda motorcycle or whatever. Those were cut from landscape videos. Because like, okay, cool, like I appreciate ASMR chill, like people scroll through and they see this like, okay, cool, neat sounds we get to watch. One of the other things that I think is a successful strategy, which is people doing labor that causes a visual change in something. That's why pressure washing videos do it. That's why grass mowing videos. Anything that's considered like a satisfying video, the satisfaction literally is somebody doing something that makes a rather drastic and visual change. That's it. That's why I post like a polishing video and like a filing video, just because it's good sounds and there's a bit of a visual change, you know. But the other ones where it's me standing up and talking, doing something, I specifically film those in vertical because I made that content to be vertical. Now, if you're filming something in landscape and you want it to be vertical, you're going to lose that resolution. So that's kind of a personal decision you want to do. If you want to shift the channel to a landscape thing, I support it. That's the thing that I watch. I watch landscape videos. The only time I watch YouTube shorts is the ones that you've posted because you support my channel so much, and like watching mine just to make sure that they posted correctly and there's like no weird things with the upload. Those are the only times I watch vertical on YouTube, just because it's not my thing. The only time that I really care for reels on Instagram is when it's a nice helicopter video, you know. That's what I want to see, and I don't want to see it with like stupid music or whatever put over it. I want to see like a good quality helicopter video. Okay, Laoag Tower. This is helicopter 420 Foxtrot Whiskey. Ignore that little thing on the dashboard. Call sign Fuckwagon. We are just here over the north end of your runway. We're going to be doing left traffic, or right traffic, sorry, circling in directly for the ramp, Laoag Tower. Yeah, like at the end of the day, it's like if you enjoy making a certain style video, then that's your thing. Like, I don't expect anybody to change what they do because of something I say. Now, if I say something that makes sense and they're like, man, I didn't think about that, sure, go for it, you know? I'm only going to encourage you. But if you have a lot of fun making short form videos and vertical videos or whatever, and you get really, really bored and you just don't care about doing long form stuff, then the quality of your content will reflect that. So you need to do what's happy for you. So anyways, I started lowering the collective. I'm starting to slowly pull back and move to the right on my cyclic so we can start a nice slow turn in. You know, we're going to stay clear of the active, which doesn't look like an issue right now. Active is a relative term. That turn's also going to help us slow down a good bit there. I made it sharper than what we needed to because I wanted to bleed off some airspeed. I don't know, what do y'all think? We do another leg from here? Do we just do a longer shenanigan session tonight? Because I was doing a tour of my area 2 nights ago when the weather came in, and we didn't get to do that. I don't mind doing that, or if we want to do another little leg down. Well, let's land here, let's end the flight, and then we'll, parking brake is off, cool. What we'll do, we'll hop onto the map and just see how far. Pull up, terrain, fuck off. Yeah, I know, we're well above any sort of descent limitations there, buddy. We're just gonna do a nice bringing her on down sort of thing here. Easy set down, easy takeoff today. Let's hope that this... Whoa, buddy, what are you doing? Parking brake on. Look at my mouse because I don't want to move my hands much. Fucking nose wants to slowly come up. Bleep, autopilot's off, no wonder. Sure, I bet it's cooled down by now. That's fine. And ones are 60s. Sick. Love it. Battery 2 can go off. Sand play. We just landed in Laoag, Philippines, north side of the island, northwest of the island. Okay, let's see what short legs could be available. Get this engine off here. We are good and shut down. Shift C. Okay, that does our first leg of the day. We may do another little leg, we'll see. But welcome to Philippines, everybody. We are now in a new country. So, let's hop out of here real quick. In flight. We take weather off real quick so we can actually see the ground. Okay, so current is... says departure. Let me just move this to 130 real quick so we can see ranges and stuff. Configure. Fuel. Sure. Livery, in case we decide. We're doing air methods, sorry. Nobody has a say in this. Save them back. So here's where we are right now. We're at Laoag International, the very northwest corner. Next big leg I would like to would be land down here at Ninoy Aquino, or somewhere down here near Manila. Jesus, they got a lot of fucking helipads around here. Yeah, so that's outside of 1 tank of fuel, which would be 3 hours of flight, give or take. So that's definitely not in the running today for that, for a shorter leg. Vigan. It's a little airstrip. I doubt that it would be jet fuel. It's paved though. Decently long runway with really no parking or ramp stuff. But that's a nice little vacation spot there, if you're not looking for watery things. I don't know, there's a handful of places that we could go. But we could just do a lot of shenanigans stuff, so I can do a... If we want to do shenanigans, what we can do... I'll do the tourish of my home area, because we weren't able to the other night because the storm shut down the stream. We can do some career mode stuff as well. Grand Canyon tour, because we didn't do Grand Canyon on the way up. Do shit in the Alps. We can do some hopping around oil rigs. I mean, fucking shenanigans could be anything and everything. Checking out Dubai and all the neat places out there. Cool. We'll do shenanigans in a Cirrus to start out. If anybody wants to follow along, we'll be at KHMP starting out. Set as departure, airplane, Cirrus with a C. Working title simulations. Saving back. We want good weather for this. Cool, let's run. And I am doing this with helicopter controls with a cyclic and collective. So if it looks like I'm a bad pilot, then blame it on the controls. I want to say they added a button to speed up the pre-flight process if you didn't want to do any of that, but I don't know what that button is, so sucks to be us. Take off the pitos, take off that. Chocks are removed, engine cover is removed, the bra's taken off. Cool, nothing else needs to be pre-flighted, we don't care. Okay, cool. Controls, free and clear. No. I prefer right tank. We can level it off later. That's good, that's good, that's good. Bat 1, Bat 2. Boost is on. That is good. Alternators on. Avionics on. Don't need DIs. Do need pitot heat. Cool. And one thing of flaps, because Tom will yell at us if we don't use flaps. We still here. We're in Georgia now. Okay, there we go. You go back? Fuck off. Okay, anyways. I know where I'm going. Take off the parking brake. Get out of here, dude. Chop your little stupid ass head off. Bless me. Sorry about that, guys. And headphone users, RIP. How can I get this to go away? Fine, we'll go this way. Actually, can I fuck this off if I turn avionics off real quick? It's annoying. Nope. Engine should still be running. Yep. Press enter or right soft key. Maybe it'll fix itself. Anyways. I am not going to go right and go down there. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Funny looking helicopter, damn right it is. Seriously, is a great aircraft. Okay, full power. Henry County, off we go. Pushing forward on the stick a wee bit. Flaps are still good. 3, 2, 1, rotate. That goes up. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, welcome to Henry County, Georgia. This is my local airport. We'll do a couple of stops on our tour today. First thing first, this is next to Atlanta Motor Speedway. I want to kind of say exactly what I was saying the other night when the weather was messing us up. Cool thing about it, all the NASCAR tracks here in America, they typically build them right next to an airport, or they build their own airport, because NASCAR teams will fly in on like ERJ 145s, 190s, stuff like that. Because the teams will actually either own the airline, or there's actually airlines that cater specifically to NASCAR teams. So that's cool. If you watch any film made in Georgia, if it's something that happens to show like a highway or a larger road that looks like it was used or filmed on, typically it's this little road right here, because it's not that busy, nowhere near as busy as what it's showing here in the game right now. But you get like a nice interstate-ish sort of thing. Same thing with under this bridge right here. That's very neat. We'll fly up to, or actually we'll go this way. We'll go this way. We'll hit Mallards, we'll hit Peach State. Yes, Atlanta Motor Speedway, correct. Let's see what else we're passing that I can explain as we go. Just some school. I use this road that we're kind of following a good bit. It's Let's go outside the airplane. Much easier in an airplane versus the helicopter. And I definitely haven't not done donuts in the parking lot of that school before. Do you know any cool spots to land a helicopter near you? Near me, I've got a few neighbors that have enough of a clearing where it would be doable in a R22, which that's kind of what I'm judging spots by. If it's R22able on a hot, humid day, that's kind of my judgment area. Can I get taller? Let me reset my view while I'm super short down here. Haha. And now I can sit up super tall. And then I can readjust myself to be shorter. Perfect. Okay, cool. Now what we are looking at is Mallard. That's actually the Home Depot warehouse right there to our left. And I used to go to a gym down there. Now what I'm going to show you is in a fly-in air park neighborhood called Mallard's Landing. There used to be a lot of good pieces of property here, or a lot of good houses, a lot of good buys back during the housing market crash, and now they've like tripled in value. It's something where I wish I wasn't in high school going to school and I was actually investing in real estate, because I would have got something here. But this is a very nice neighborhood. Cool grass strip. We'll buzz down through there, and there's actually a guy over here on the right who has a helipad. I think he has like a Hummingbird 260 or something, because he actually owns or owned a shop out in Peachtree City. Yeah, I don't want to dox anybody. Yeah, I'll dox random people where their information may be fully available, like Cletus McFarland. Like, his place is pretty well known. You know, I'm not going to feel bad for landing at his place, but I'm not going to land on any of my followers' fucking doorstep or anything, just out of respect. Just like I'm not going to go land at my house or whatever, even though like I'm lookupable, but we're just keeping that not readily available, where if you do find me, you're obviously doing some fucking snooping. But either way. You're down in Florida. Nice. I plan on coming down there soon for an event. I have a friend who lives up in Tampa, so it'll be a slight bit of drive down there to Bradenton. But actually, there's on one of these lakes up here. Is it Sugar Hill, actually? Yeah, it's these people here. So these people here own a whole bunch of stuff, and I think that they own a Gazelle helicopter. Because I've seen it come in and out of here a handful of times on Flight Radar. I've only seen it in person once. But there's a Gazelle that flies around a decent bit up here. I had its tail number saved for a bit. But anyways, that's kind of like their own little private strip or whatever. Yeah, go bang his door down. Well, he's got a fence. So it's kind of hard to go be like, oh man, I didn't know this was your place, when they have a fence and a gate and everything like that. So we're going to start adding a little bit of altitude here. And where we're going to go bring you over here. Let's see where I'm at now. Okay, so there's G Riffin. I'm gonna basically just head east from, or west from here. I see Danny Duncan on. I'm not sure if you know him. He's a funny dude. Then I literally just said I don't care for his content a few minutes ago. Yeah, I know who he is. I didn't know he lived in Florida, but that's also because I don't keep up with his stuff, so I couldn't tell you yay or nay. Yeah, like a lot of YouTubers are easy to find. Like if they put an effort into like not hide their shit, I'm not gonna go out and explain where they live just out of respect. Ooh, oh, they got both of them up on fucking radar right now. Okay, so cool thing. How I said we were going to run the Air Methods livery. November 7:28 a.m. is actually based here. And the other one that it was showing, the November 1:37 HM, it's another Air Methods helicopter, but just a different branch of Air Methods. 137 stops here often for gas, but I think it's, actually I know it's based somewhere else. But at 7:28, they actually land near me a good bit. And I actually did a stream one time where I went and redid one of their flights because I heard them fly over. I went and watched them take off from picking up a patient at the local landing area, whatever. You can easily break a fence and gate with a car. Damn right you can. That's my sort of mentality to have. I wish I could make this go away though. Anyways. So yeah, this is Griffin Airport. I've actually never directed myself at them from this direction before, so that's different. So I guess they're getting fuel if they're showing down there. I would assume there's a fuel truck, but their base is this building right there at the end of my laser pointer. The one that's right there. That's the Air Methods base, so I assume if they're showing up over there, they're getting fuel. That would make sense, but I would also assume that they're... Actually, does it show a 130 down there? That'd be sick. Gotta be careful because I can't do all the helicopter things of... Nope.
500.
And there's 137HN, so yeah, that's another 130. Anyways, yeah, 2 Air Methods helicopters. So anyways, back to heading to the westish. Let's see, we're at the airport. There's 16. There's the road that we're kind of following. 666. We're actually going this direction, I believe. 96 Golf Alpha. Yeah. What we're going to do, I actually want to do a touchdown here and do a proper landing. We're going to go to Peach State Aerodrome, which is where the fly-in is, where if anybody is watching, all the 4 of us, if anybody wants to come take me down, PvP is allowed. I will be at the Peach State Aerodrome Vintage Fly-In on the 7th. Although you're not allowed to like PvP immediately, you have to introduce yourself and claim a PvP run. So there's that. UPS there. There's somebody way the hell over there. Can't see, they're too far away. I can see the airport over there. It's the 1st? I thought it was the 7th. Could have swore it was the 7th. Got 50% full laps out. We are pretty far down on the throttle. You can see we're at like 21%. I don't know, I think you're crazy. Also, there's another little runway right here, but it's not marked. It's like a private farm runway. There's like 7 runways all around this area. Fun fact. Let's see, we won't full flaps because we're landing soft filled. Peach Strait Aerodrome. This is airplane 420FW, call sign Volkswagen. We are on base, on final for runway something. Peach Strait Aerodrome. Make sure my parking brake's off. Okay, park brake's off. Cool. And I have put a PC-12 down on this runway before. It was tight, but so yeah, here at Peach Strait Aerodrome, this big-ass tall hangar right there is actually a hangar with a restaurant in it. So if you want to eat at a restaurant here at Peach Strait Aerodrome, you can land and kind of roll your little airplane over here and park up and get some food. And there's gonna be like 30 or 40 planes out here this week, so that's cool. Or next weekend. I think it's next weekend, pretty sure. Matt, October 11th through 12th. Let me freaking park brake on real quick. October 11th, that's a long way away. Is the Atlanta Air Show at Falcon Field? Yeah, I'll be there. Who's the big name? Is it Blue Angels? Is it Thunderbirds? Who's the big people going to be out there for this one? Is there not a windsock anywhere here? Dang it. Windsock, windsock. Oh well. Hey, look, that's us. Oh no, Zoom doesn't work in VR. Oh well. Dang it. Gonna make myself short. Tall again. Perfect. No, we're gonna go down to the end down here and take off. Thunderbirds. Last time I went there was Blue Angels. Have I seen the Thunderbirds? I feel like I've seen both. My friend used to work at Falcon Field. Dude, History Pirate, thanks for coming in here. Thank you for the kind words. Hopefully, we'll see you again soon. You're now a familiar name. You're part of the family. You're one of us, as they say. We're going to keep full flaps for takeoff too. I want as much lift as I can. Site says we Thunderbirds. Nice. I need to watch the new Thunderbirds documentary thing on Netflix. I watched the Blue Angels one on Amazon, which was super good. If you haven't watched it, then I highly suggest it. It was super, super neat to watch. What is full flaps not considered takeoff flaps for you freaking idiots? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Cool, we're going this way. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. See? Told you. That's what I get for looking down when I'm flying. I think I would learn this lesson already. But no, I don't. Yeah, the Blue Angels one is super sick to watch. Because I had no idea what the process was like. I had no idea how any of that worked anyways. Other than like, oh, cool, you know, people. It's me a place to land. My friend has a house. I'm not going to dox him completely. It's over in that general area, but like 2 or 3 miles away. He's the one that I go shoot at. But, where are we going to go next? Yeah, that's a place to, what is J62? Oh, that's that airport, okay. What am I looking for? It's so easy to fly a helicopter, or to fly this and do all this at the same time, comparatively speaking. Okay, yeah, so we're going right there where my mouse is. Sick. Dude, CSG is gonna fucking... I mean, it's close, but it's a ride. Netherman. Also, you're speaking a lot of general aviation terms for approaches that I don't comprehend fully. Which is okay, because I admit that I don't comprehend them fully. Go and start killing off some altitude here to get lower. The next place is a place that I've spent many a day for many a year. We are heading to Sonoya, Georgia. Now, Matthew, what is so cool about Sonoya, Georgia? Well, if you know anything about popular television and pop culture, you would be aware of the show called The Walking Dead. Yes, that's right. The Walking Dead. I worked on that show for seasons 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. I think I touched 11 as well. You can actually see my face in The Walking Dead. I did crew and I was a background person. So if you look in the hilltop community in The Walking Dead, I am one of the blacksmith guys. Now you say like, okay, cool. Well, let's look at where they filmed it. So they filmed a lot around Sonoya. Obviously, a lot of these fields and whatever, depending on what we needed to see. There was a couple of places like out in back of this field. We done some things because it's downhill and you can't see any of the main roads or whatever. The film that was a part of the show itself, the hilltop community, was actually back here. These are all the studios here, which I've actually landed here doing helicopter stuff before I was doing this series. Probably with might have been I don't know if I've done it in 2024. No speaking role. The only speaking role I've had has been a Ford commercial back in 2013. But yeah, so those are sound stages, props and set deck, costumes, offices. All the trailers would park down there. Those were all built out of sound stages. That's technically the prison that they had. This was all like crew parking and extras parking and shit like that. I'm using my pedals like I'm a fucking helicopter. They do have Hilltop in here right now. Okay, cool. So, Hilltop is that area right there. You can kind of see how it's built up. There's the trailers around. They own all this property. This is all Stalwart Films or whatever. The lake where the floating fiery pontoon boat or whatever was. This is the road on the Hilltop. Technically, Oceanside was like right down in here. They brought in a shit ton of sand for that. The church, Gabriel's church, was in there somewhere. That's the Hilltop house and compound. 500, I know. I'm flying low on purpose. $500. Shut your whore mouth. Yeah, never had a speaking role. I wouldn't mind though, just because the money's good. And same thing, like I've never had an official stunt role, but I'd like to because the money's good. But I guess I did have a stunt role with the Ford commercial thing, but it was way back then. It was always funny, like the mornings going to work and like the evenings leaving. Like half the crew would be at this gas station getting drinks and snacks for the ride home. And then up here, we have the actual town of Sonoya, which was the Woodbury town in the show. So that whole main strip there was Woodbury, and this right here is the Alexandria community, which they built a giant fence around that, which they've torn down now. They've left a little section for like touristy sort of things. There's a bug in my room. I just heard him. Can you land at Freedom Factory in Bald Eagle Airfield? Yeah, we'll do that. What we'll do, anything else I want to show really around here? I'll show where me and Sean worked. I'll dox the shit out of that. I think he's gone. Did Sean say goodnight? I don't remember Sean saying goodnight tonight. I'm going to have to talk with him about that. I may dox his house just because. Yeah, I'll do a flyby of where we worked with a landing here at Falcon Field, which is the airport that he mentioned. That's where Cletus is. So you need to look up Cletus McFarland here on YouTube. Are you familiar with him, Mr. Georgia Plane Spotting, or not? Sean didn't say goodnight. I'm gonna have to have a fucking talk with him. But anyways, this is Falcon Field where the air show will be in October. Which there's usually 2 shows a year, I think, right? But yeah, Mr. George Palmer, are you familiar with Cletus McFarland? Okay, yeah. So Freedom Factory is his racetrack down there, which he does have a hangar down there now at the Freedom Factory where he parks Consuela the helicopter. And Bald Eagle Airfield is the airport that he bought and that he's building his house on. Also in Sarasota is where he parks his airplane. So... which if you look up November 512 Whiskey Bravo, that is Cletus's airplane. So my friend actually used to work at that hangar there, which that's where we'll park there once we land. I met Sean when we worked up here though. I could have sworn there was another show at Falcon, like 2 a year. Merc, North American. T6 Texan, cool choice. Start turning the engine down a little bit. You know? So me and Sean worked in the building there at the end of the laser pointer. Aircraft Accessories International repair station. Super clean, super great place. Like the guys there. I had a good experience with them. But they were down there. Like if I had a plane that had parts that needed to be overhauled, that was part of their capabilities list, I would use them over other people just because I know how quality of the stuff that they do is. I think we're landing with a tailwind here, but you know what? We're going to get over at Falcon Field. This is airplane 420 Foxtrot Whiskey. Definitely not November 61351. We are turning base for whatever fucking runway this is. Foxtrot Whiskey. Whoop. We're only doing a good speed. I'm happy. This is runway 12 or 13. Ooh, it looks like there's a bad graphical thing there, so I'm gonna have to be careful with that. Okay, that cool. That fixed itself in the render. Happy with that. Yeah, definitely a runway 13. Too red, too white. What do you think? Is the ground going to mess me up here where it has this weird hill thing? Is it going to crash us? A little bit of stall horn? What do you think? Cool. On the brakes. I want to make this taxiway. Hell yeah. We're gonna forget all the taxi speed rules and... Okay, so Tom, do you want to helicopter the Freedom Factory, or do you want to do a carbon cub in that bitch? That's the question. Because I don't mind attempting to cub it. I think I actually have the goods marketplace. I think I have Mackay ahead. Okay, yeah, so I do have the updated scenery on Bald Eagle. It's because you asked why we wanted to land at the Freedom Factory in Bald Eagle Airfield. A true Cletus fan would know. Do I want to start at Mackay or do I want to start somewhere else and fly into it? We'll start at Sarasota here. We'll fly into it. Set its departure. Mackay is going to be... let's approach from the north. Set its arrival. And I want to swing by the old Cletus home and see if we can do a landing here. So we got that one. But I want to say they actually have a carbon cub here, but I forget the name of the company that makes the carbon cub. I mean, Draco could do it. Draco's a fucking elevator. But I don't know enough about prop, pitch, and angle and everything on that, so I'm not going to do that. That thing still looks fucking funny. Cup crafters, that's it. I mean, I have an MD500, but I don't think the Consuela thing exists. What we'll do, we'll do the flight, because I want to actually try to land the Carbon Cub since I haven't done much tail dragger shit. Then once we get to Mackay, we'll swap over to an MD and explore. Do some more investigating. The world is our oyster. Launch edition. Very cool. Do, 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 do. I think everything looks good. Shift C. Except for Elaine, if you fucking touch me. Kind of sitting to the left a little bit, ain't I? And I want to be like Cletus, as tall as I can be. Let's see. I don't know what any of these buttons are. Master on. Cool. Fuel pump on. Magneto's on. Pull lean. I want to push rich for start. Cabin heat. Strobe. Avionics. Continue. Alternator on. Nav lights on. Okay, cool. So that's all doing what it needs to do. Yeah, Elaine's fucking back there. That bitch. Yes, it is a very pro tail dragger tip, which is why I have my brakes linked to my collective. So the more I pull up, you can watch my brakes there. Which the parking brakes on right there, but yeah, you can see my brake application is progressive. Sarasota Tower, we're just gonna kind of fucking go for it here, bud. about flaps either. Oh. Lost engine. Dead sticking. Why did I lose engine? Get out of here, fucking controller. Is this, a carb thing? Why? Why? Can somebody tell me why I cut off? Fuel pressure 0. What the fuck do you mean 0? I mean my fuel selector was off. That's some bitch. Then why did it start in the first place? Okay, cool. We still got enough. Okay, boys, we're back in it. Problem solving. We're just gonna fucking go for it here, bud. Sarasota Tower, this is shenanigan time. Do you not know what's fucking happening? Here. Just that way y'all don't forget. We're just gonna fucking go for it, bud. Can't read my tail number when I'm crossing them like that. Yeah, the PC-12 is parked there allegedly. Oh, go away, RPM. I'm pulling back for a reason. Oil PSI, oil pressure, fuel pressure, da-da-da-da-da. Temperature's looking good. Phone number. The air traffic controller was a woman. It sounded hot. She obviously wanted to talk to me. Oh, there's a name up there, so there's a good chance there's somebody diddling around Bald Eagle right now. We got the boss. We got IROC No2 over there looking for names. Now 12:01. Good morning, everybody. Level off here at 840 feet. Just cruising. I'm like infinitely intrigued by tail draggers, but also absolutely terrified. But part of that's just my lack of experience and knowledge of the usage. Like, I have a good understanding. Like, obviously I know not to smack the fucking brakes, and I know how and why they work. I know about ground looping. Like, I get it. But it's just such a different thing compared to traditional tricycling that it's a unique experience, to say the least. Let's see. Didn't put our points in. It's no fun. Ugh. So I gotta go back over here to Manatee. Fuck off. After initial climb. There we go. I think I'm just going to do a flyby at Cleet's house. We'll see. If it seems favorable to set down there, we'll see if we can play it. But I've never done an approach on his house, so I don't know what the... I mean, obviously I know the best way to be from the road towards the house, going into the east, or to the west. But it's not a... it's not an absolute known practice as far as approach goes for me. But if we want to try it, we're going to try it. I've never been scared of a challenge before. You can ask Georgia Plane Spotting. I put that 320 down up in Alaska like it was nothing. Like it was fucking nothing. I was actually super pleased when I put the 320 down in that fucking field, or that tiny ass little airport. Of course, if we were in Consuela, I would definitely land at Cleet's house, but I'm not, so it's not a guaranteed, but I think we're gonna go for it. Gonna prove myself to this bitch here in the back seat, you know? So obviously we're somewhere near Mr. Pirate. But he's gone, so we're gonna dox him. He lives somewhere within my sight. Okay, looking for visual on Cleet's house. Don't see it yet. Although we are dangerously close. Okay, yeah, there it is. Hundy flaps coming in, boys. Got a steep approach. I'll nose into it some to keep our airspeed up. I'm going to do a cross driveway approach. Just going to steepen it up a little bit. I want to drop over the... That's a JH diesel, by the way, guys, right there. Okay, throttle's off. Oh, landing gear malfunction. Crap. Well, here, we can fix that real quick. Cool, look, everything's back on normal. We're gonna do that again because I want to land. It's doable. Do you like my automatic repair system for the airplane? I did too much of a drop in. Not exactly happy with the landing, but we did it. Stall, baby. At 40 knots airspeed. I'm just going to keep honey flaps while we're heading over to Freedom Factory. It's not that far away. So if you damage the landing, you're landing, go full throttle into a tree. I'll remember that for the... Yeah, it's actually a known thing. It's like a secret hack that the instructors don't want to tell you about. So, like, you should be good. I wouldn't worry about it, actually. Yeah, I actually want to go back and watch that, that 320 landing. I was pleased with that. It was like one of those things where you're like, oh yeah, that 320 can land on a runway that's like 5,280 feet. And this is like 5,270 or like 81 feet. It was like just big enough for it to fucking land. We're just flying with the absolute most drag that we can throw at this airplane. We could always slip it in a little bit and kill a lot of the speed. Here we got the big old power poles, so we're getting close. We're actually near the Cletus McFarland shop, which is back here in these trees. I believe it's that one there. Yep, so this here is the old merchandise warehouse right there. That's the shop where they do everything. Then, of course, we got the drag strip here. And there's Mackay ahead over there in front of us. I don't know if I can land in there for you. Getting the 500 now? Yeah, we'll swap out here at the hangar. I'll land in the front yard and... Shut up, you're not stalling. You're literally fine. I'll circle around here, land in the front like we were landing at his hangar in the front of the Freedom Factory. And we'll jump out to the 500 real quick. Yeah, you're good. Beep, 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 beep. Shut up. You sound like a child. Ha! Nailed it. Gonna ground loop this bad boy here. Oh, you're not ground looping for me? Here you go. Cool, let's hop in the 500. taking advantage of that Acme suspension there. Let's get the bluest one we can. What do you say? So the first one's pretty blue. That's pretty fucking blue. Oh, it's purple. Oh, that's not bad. Sheriff. Oh, 420. Hell yeah, that's close. Ooh, that's a lighter color blue like Consuela. Cool, that's what we're running. Episode where the 320 would have been... I want to say it was the end of episode 6. No, wait, no, it's later than that. 8 was Seattle. Because that's the Sky Crane. So I'm assuming 10, 11, or 12. Somewhere from 10 to 13. I think 13 was after Anchorage. Okay, cool. Save it back. Put it back in daytime. Start flight. Okay, we'll be here going through startup and everything. Hopping in the Ferrari of helicopters, as everybody who flies an MD says, or the jetpack of... Ah, damn it. I don't want to be in the sky, I want to be on the ground. I forgot to hit on the ground cold. On ground shutdown, start flight. But also, Georgia Plains, when you're still in here, I think after we did the 320, we jumped in the PC-12 and did New Zealand. So it was kind of a, Of course, it gives us the wrong fucking time of day and everything too now, doesn't it? Sick. Hey, what are you doing in my helicopter there, bud? You hear the bugs? Did they go away? Oh, there's the bug sounds. You hear that? Turn your volume up. So no bugs. Frogs. Birds. More like crickets and stuff. Very cool. Shift C. .304 episode 9. They got in the PC-12. Sounds like you open your window, yeah. Okay, let's see. Battery on. Starter pump on. Anti-collision lights on. Da-da-da-da-da. Fuel valve is open. Throttle is down. We can press a starter button now. We can watch our N1 go up. Click the throttle over. Watch all of our temperatures. Blades are moving within 5 seconds. Mosquito heater on. We can turn that on. Position lights on. Enter. I can actually scoot to the left a wee bit. Why are you torquing up so fast? Oh, because the governor switch is on. Cool. Damn governor switch is going to be the end of me. Cool. Welcome to sunrise at the Freedom Factory. Everything's in the green. Let's get ourselves off the ground. Oh, what up? Fucking sneaky. I didn't even see you say anything in here, dude. What's going on? Back in the 145. Did Ace say anything in the chat, or did he just fucking show up like he always does? Aw. Either you press start to say... Yeah, I think you press start to say something. Usually, like, you disappear when either you crash or you're texting. There you go. Anyways, we're going to head out over to Mayaka Head, which is also Bald Eagle Airfield. Didn't even say anything, just showed up like a homie. There's Manatee Lake. Ace is but an apparition. Ricky LT down there. I got a little bit of torque to spare. We'll throw some more speed at it. Looking out for this tower here. Boss, Donna. A lot of people flying around Florida. Not a lot of people flying around Taiwan over the water. Weird. I figured more people would be into that. So here's the real question. With Mayaka Head being 10 nautical miles away from the, or 11 to 12 nautical miles away from the Freedom Factory, and driving being a 15-minute drive at normal speeds, is Cletus going to commute in the helicopter and or the Cub every day? Or is he just going to drive or use like the little moped scooters that they got? That's the real question. It's annoying that the airports will disappear off when you get close. It was a relatively short stream, but it was just a boring water thing, and then we wanted to go further south down to Manila, which I want the next episode to end at. It would have been a lot bigger of a stream. So I'm kind of okay with doing this, and it's only 12:30, so we can do this and maybe one other thing, and then I can get off, and it's still not a super late thing, you know. Well, also a weird thing, not weird, because it's understandable. but the guy who did the Mayaka Head Airport remodel, or whatever you'd like to call it, the downloadable, nicer version of it, did it for like an eighth of a mile around the entire property too, so like everything changes when we get up there. Or at least that's what it was on 2020. Yeah, true. I wouldn't be surprised if his little moped or scooter ended up getting a whole bunch more fucking mileage on it. Looks like that's their lake up here in front of us. Especially because it's giving such a graphical air sort of deal right there. Let's pay attention to the road and everything, how the ground should start changing from like the updated graphics and stuff. Runway looks completely fucking different. Oh no, did the graphics not update for 2024? Dang it. That's probably what it is. Yeah, bad graphical thing for the 2024. So in 2020 it looks decent, but I guess in 2024 with the, since it's an aftermarket thing, it didn't save in. But anyways, this would be Mayaka Head and/or Bald Eagle Airfield. Cleet is building his home just over here, where we're looking at now, as well as a giant ass hangar. Looks like some of the graphics made it in. Because there's that. I want to say they have the roller out here somewhere too. Some of the graphical things and additions made it in, but not everything. That sucks. Oh well. I want to come sit down. I'm going underneath the Ace. Sure, that's legal. But yeah, this is part of the package that they put in. The trusses and the 3-bay hangar. Oh, we're high skidded, I forgot. Let's see. Yeah, the runway looks super realistic of the white and gray. Yeah, so that way you know it's a runway. That's why it's white and gray checkered pattern. I don't know, is there anything else we want to go shenanigan? Because if not, then I can haul out for the day, even though Ace literally just got here. Trying to think if there's any other place that I want to go, particularly go check out. Actually, I'm going to go do an auto rotation to this spot real quick. So Ace, you can hang out there. I'm going to see if I can auto down in front of you. I don't know if I've ever autoed the 500. Lower and slower than suggested. Okay, yeah, it autos pretty nicely. Beautiful. Long final 24 at CSGC. Okay, Ace, we are going to Columbus, Georgia, which is CSG. Or if Georgia wants to put more directions or whatever in there. But we're going to head there. Long final, what aircraft, bud? This is your run here. Kilo Charlie Sierra Golf. Runway 24, so we're gonna be over here. A330. Oh, we have the 330 here. Didn't know that. I'm curious what liveries they have. I've never looked at. I don't want variants. Oh, wow. I'm glad they have. Korean. 330's in the game. Let's see. We're going to be in daytime. I'm sure it's not a long flight from here. Yeah, we're going to fly from Atlanta to KSG. To 24. Set as arrival. I don't want to go through a startup process on this, so we're spawning on the runway. Oh. Yeah, 1520 is not bad. That's doable. Doable for a shenanigan trip. Ace, sorry if your helicopter can't keep up with this.
Atlanta Tower, November 6-1 tree 51. Ready for departure to the west at runway 27 right.
Hey, chill out there. Is it wiggly for you guys?
Cleared for takeoff runway 27 right, tree 51.
Oh, there we go. Slightly nicer. Yeah, I know my parking brake's on. Fuck off. Now let me get flaps set up. No, no. There we go. Our configuration one. Okay, we're cool with that. Parking brake go off. Power up. Oh, there he is. You can sim rate to keep up by it. And take off power. Gauges are in the green. We are moving. Airspeed's alive, 60 knots. Where we're going to take off, who knows? I don't know what takeoff speed is on this. I'm just going to kind of pull up when we get near the end of the runway, you know? Master caution. What does that mean? Alright, the master caution went off. Oh, where's my controller? Here. Gear up. We can keep going up. Just need my flaps up. We're VFRing this motherfucker. Imagine a 330 VFRing all the way down to Columbus. Hey, people watching, so we've already done the helicoptering bit for today. Now we're kind of doing a shenanigan bit for today. Let's see, do I have tab? That doesn't help me. Oh, here we go. Y'all ever see the video of the, it was like a 320 or something like that, but it was doing a... We were going plenty fast enough anyways. But they were doing like a reposition from like LaGuardia to somewhere. And they were having like all sorts of problems getting clearances. So they're just like, can we just get VFR clearance to go from wherever they were to wherever they were going? It's funny as shit to me. I thought it was a giggle. What do you mean master caution? Fuck off. Do I not have like any middle ground with my throttle here? I'm trying not to go 300 knots. Sounds like this thing's either a full rip or not. Cruise around 10,000 feet. Did you say unrestricted climb? Ace is way back there. Wonder why. Maybe because he's in a helicopter. It's a fucking auto throttle button. This annoying as shit. Here. Piss off. Yeah, shut up. I know master caution. Blah, 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 blah. I know I turned off the fucking auto throttle on purpose. I don't want to climb. Shut up. Dude, airplanes suck. Auto throttle off, so you want it on. Oh. Why are you beeping? Why? Why? Thank you. You could stop. That's my fucking wall. Airplanes suck. Okay, that's not bad. My dog was barking at the air. Buddy, I have no idea what the fuck you're saying to me. An approach fix? Look, we're coming from the north. Do I need to extend my final? Because that's a long final there. Or do I need to... Because we're VFRing this bad boy. If I need to make a longer final than that, I can make a longer final than that. Learn. Extended final. Okay, cool. Would here be okay? Kind of directly south of 1 Golf Echo 9. Does that look like it's okay? Shut up, what are you complaining about, you fucking machine? Climb? No, we're not climbing. How about that? You like toga? Toga these nuts. Dude, why do people like airplanes that are big? They just complain the entire time. Beep. I literally don't know why it's complaining. I can't imagine me doing anything wrong. No, we're going down. Literally. I will put you in the fucking dirt. Why? Why? Auto throttle limited. No, we're not climbing. Look, do you want me to adjust this? Look, no feed. Fuck off. Dude, I would be the absolute worst pilot for an airline. Just hop in, no fucking... Of course, like, I wouldn't be hired for an airline at this point, you know, but, I can just imagine. Oh my god, everybody, the pilots both died. Is there a pilot on board that can get us home? I'd be clicking into fucking ATC. Guys, this fucking plane is beeping at me. I'm so fucking tired of it. What is going on? start to right ourselves a little bit. That's a good enough hitting there. The inputs are so slow with this thing. Holy shit. Are you raising your hand for something? What do you want? Are you the pilot on board? What's our speed for the first round of flaps? We'll figure it out. I think we're good to take a round of flaps. Boop. Oh, shoot, beep, 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 beep. Watch your mouth. Okay, speed exceeded or something. Okay, we gotta go slower. Got it. How much slower? After Bowig's landing, I'm putting him on whether you fucking like it or not. Okay, first of all, watch your mouth. Second of all, I'll have you know, I've flown a Cessna 172 before. Oh my god, I'm gonna beat your ass. See, I think normal fixed wing stuff would be okay. This whole, I'm moving my hand around, this whole thing here, all this is bullshit. BB was flap over speed. Yeah. What's flap under speed? Do they work now? We'll start our right turn. Columbus Tower. This is a fucking Korean Airlines airplane. We're making our way inbound for runway 24 direct. Long final. Columbus Tower. I'm pretty sure I could do it, but also I enjoy being angry at this thing for being so fucking fat and like slow responding compared to a helicopter. Because obviously helicopters are the best. Like, I don't think that's up for debate. Like, I see the horizontal power line, so yeah, we're good. We're good. World's slowest 330 approach. Flap under speed is stall. Oh my god, I'm gonna beat this. I have no idea what the approach pattern is, what the glide slope is, so we're just eyeballing it. See our power line cut up here. Cool. You gonna bitch at me? Shut up. So, hello, Georgia plane spotting. You are somewhere in my view. I'm gonna drop gear so that way you can see us doing that over your hizzy. Columbus Tower, this is a big fucking airplane. We're on a 9-mile final. Columbus Tower. I see my house. Yeah, boy. Hi, Columbus. Fucking Georgia plane spotting's been doxed, everybody. Okay, so our final path here was not the correct final path, but we're close. Let's make sure landing configuration's there. Look, we got our little flippy flappies out. Good to go. I feel like we're slightly high, but that's cool. We're solving that because we're aiming down. Little side stick. Floaty ass airplane. Okay, here's a fun question. Okay, the runway's on the left side, okay. Can't see Pappy lights yet, but I think we're good. The wind's coming from somewhere. That's good to know. I swear to God. If I had a co-pilot, their only job would be press that fucking button whenever it's bitching at me. Right over the final fix. Good for us. Oh, there's Saul right there. Add a little bit of power. Because we are floating down. Can I add another notch of flaps? Damn right I can. Taking the power off some. Pappy lights, we got 4 white. That means we are high up in the hizzy. Gonna drop this bitch like a rock. We have some airspeed and time to play with our glide slope. I'm not on a... I think the only reason I want to be an airline pilot in any shape or form is just so I can do those super extreme like movements like, oh, we're landing a plane. Like that whole thing, like that would be cool. Just to like think that I'm that cool, you know. See, most people would say go around now. I say they don't have any imagination. Also, I don't know how to do reverse throttles with my setup without taking my hands off everything. So we're just going to go heavy on the brakes. Jeez, those pappies want us low, don't they?
100 speeds. 50, 40, 30,
A little bit later
20,
than I expected.
10.
Oh, we're so fucking tall. Holy crap, we're on the ground already. Yeah, my brakes are hot. Guess what? Don't care. I'll even roll you off to chill. Okay, let's do ground configuration. Hurry. Yep. Oh, we gotta follow the little line. Okay, everybody, well, this is thank you for flying Korean Airlines. We're now on the ground here in Columbus, Georgia. Outside temperature is 76 degrees. Humidity is hot as shit. You're going to be sweating your balls off. Anyways, as we make our way to the gate, please don't stand up until
The seatbelt fasten sign is turned off. Just remember to make sure that we unload normally, nobody gets in a fight, and that nothing happens to go wrong while you're doing all this. I would like to remind everybody to please pick up your peanuts, and thank you so much for flying Caribbean Airlines. This has been a beautiful flight, and me and the entire flight crew have talked about how none of you are going to complain about the things that you've seen today. Anyways, if you have any questions, please feel free to just not fly with us again. That's going to be your best bet, honestly. So, I can't even see this girl down here. We're going to assume that this is probably good right here.
Anyways. Make left on ramp. I honestly was too busy doing the post-flight talk and everything, so we're just gonna pop it right here. You know, there's a 320 over there. We're good enough, and somebody was in our way. So let's just start flicking buttons until it turns off. What do you say? Oh no, I don't know what any of these are. Oh my god. I'll shut those things up. That's the fast way to turn it off, boys. Battery's off. Hell yeah. Shut down the airplane by hitting the fire extinguishers. Oh, that's funny. So yeah, I parked perfect. So for anybody that's been kind of tuning in that's not part of our usual group, we've already done the flying around the world part for the day. We're in the Philippines currently, and we shenanigan a little bit after the normal flights depending on the night. So this was per request of Georgia Plane Spotting to land at his home airport. So if you happen to be a viewer and you have shenanigan ideas for afterwards, hang out during the stream. If you're a good contributor to the stream, then we'll do shenanigans of your choosing afterwards. You enjoyed seeing yourself? Look in a mirror next time, it's fucking cheaper. But yeah, that's gonna be it for tonight. We're gonna call that good. So thanks everybody for being here. Tomorrow, or next time, I assume tomorrow. I don't have any reason why we can't fly tomorrow. Tomorrow's exercise will be from Laoag International. Oh yeah, thanks to Ace for following around. I know I just kind of logged off and you're still probably chuffing after us. But to get down here towards Manila, or somewhere further south on the main island here in the Philippines. That's the general idea for tomorrow, but we may end up popping further with the eventual plan to do another big day here. So we'll do the 160 again for an autopilot day for that. Make our way down to old Australia, and back up and out, up and around, up and around, up and around, skipping over the Pooh country. Cut through this way, cutting around here. Bing, 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 bing. Oh yeah, here's a super long one. So, the most northern airport that's doable is this one, I believe. Anyways, it's a long fucking hop for this and this. Those are going to be... We're going to do H-160 a couple of days in a row there, boys. Ace is lost. Live track, I don't know what they base it off of. I'm sure they have some sort of deal with Flight Radar or something like that, but they base it off of normal stuff. So if we go to your area now, Gold Coast, Rockhampton. I can't see where we're at. We're further south than that, actually. Sorry, Tom, I don't remember. Okay, Harvey Bay, I remember that. Sunshine Coast. Looks like I'd assume they'd be on recently. Can I get rid of the fucking clouds? But that would get rid of live traffic, wouldn't it? Oh no, air traffic's still live, okay. So yeah, if you were to look at your stuff, I think it's like 10 minutes behind. Oh, let's see. What's the tail number on it? Because you are out of here. Let me go to my flight radar and go down there and look so I can see the... Brisbane, Sunshine. See a 22 heading north out of Sunshine Coast. R44 down on Morton. I don't know where it pulls its info from. But I see GST 808 or something on Victor. BJZ should be out here somewhere. VEF. Okay, VEF there. And it's currently down near Moonla Valley. In between Birwa. So we're this far behind time-wise. Whatever that is. It's been off the ground for like 4 minutes or something. So not long. KMI near Kabul Tour. Doesn't pick up flight. Only flight aware. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure who their partner is. Oh well. Anyways. Gonna call that a night. That's 1 o'clock for me. So thanks everybody for being here. We'll be doing some more flying either tomorrow, the next day, or the next day, or the next day, or somewhere. Anyways, we got a lot more shit to do. And we'll be starting out up here in the northern part of the Philippines. So thanks everybody for being here. It was fun. Like, subscribe, all those whatever things people ask for, I guess. And see ya. Oh, and I see your thing right there. NVG is the H-135 on the ground at that airport. Yeah.